Hey guys, yeah, that's a big rocket, isn't it? Do you want to see what's on top of it? It's, it's a very big rocket, lots of stages, and this is what it's for. It's a tiny, teeny little station core. Yep, because I've decided that my Kerbal Space Program miseries are not great enough, so I'm going to attempt to build a station in Moho orbit. Yeah, I'm just a glutton for punishment. So it takes a ridiculous amount of delta V to get captured by Moho. There's no atmosphere. It's right by the sun. So yeah, this weighs. How much does this weigh? Yeah, it's 700 tons. I I'm pretty sure it was up to 800 at some point, but I took off a bunch of solid fuel boosters that weren't really necessary. So, first things first, MechJeb wants to wrestle control away from the actual probe body in there, and that is not what we want because it's attached sideways. And yeah, we don't want this thing flipping end to end, although it probably will anyway. Yeah, I have tested it. Sometimes this weight up here tips it over. Sometimes it doesn't. So let's hope that it doesn't this time. Yeah, so the idea is that I'll build a station in orbit that I can dock some fuel tanks to. God knows how I'm going to attach fuel tanks. I mean, all of it is just to put this in orbit. I've done sort of rough-ish calculations-ish, using what MechJeb's telling me about the craft, and some stuff on the wiki and whatnot, but yeah, I'm thinking that this is all going to be necessary just simply to get in orbit. And then, once I am in orbit, is that running out again? That's not correct. That's not right. But yeah, once I am in orbit around Moho, I can try and send out some fuel tanks to dock so that I can send manned crews out there to investigate the planet and bring them home. Yeah, that center stack is not supposed to be running out there. That's not supposed to happen. So somewhere around here there is a broken fuel line. Or a fuel line that's just simply non-existent by the looks of things. Where the hell are you? Yeah, there. That's a fuel line. So it is attached. So I'm running on 4 engines here instead of 5. And what was that? I don't even know. But yeah, this is... Oh, I'm gonna have to investigate this, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, solved that problem. Just basically moved the fuel lines down to these bottom tanks instead of the top ones. Don't ask me why that fixed it, but it did. So yeah, just on the upper atmosphere now. Yeah. Sorry, I've just sort of turned to here for my gravity turn, and look where my prograde vector is. Yeah, this thing's top heavy. Really top heavy. Because, I mean, like, I have MechJeb on it, and I know that MechJeb does, like, automated launches and stuff like that, but honestly, it just can't when you build crazy stuff like this. Because, yeah, it tips it over, and then it just crashes and spins around, and horrible stuff happens. So, I don't mind flying them manually. I feel more comfortable doing it manually than a machine, to be honest. I'll let MechJeb dock, so long as I can sort of babysit it. And I'll let it drive a rover across a relatively flat planet, but yeah, launching a big monster rocket like this, no thank you. So I haven't actually lined up the orbits or anything yet, I just wanted to see if this will get into orbit. So if it does, I can stick something on the launch pad and fast forward for a few years or whatever. That's not a big deal, there's no crew in this station yet, so... Alright, fuel is looking worrisome, it has to be said. Gonna be down to one engine now. Just get rid of those. I'll just cut engines, because I think our apoapse is... Yeah, that's not too bad. I'll just push it up to 80. Come on. Whoop. There we go. I'm absolutely not going to use physics warp. So I'll wait till it's out of the atmosphere. I can start turning this thing because it just doesn't turn. There we go. There is some RCS on the little station core up at the top, but that's for sort of emergency stuff, I guess. So I'm going to learn my lesson and just start burning a hell of a lot earlier than I normally do for orbit. Whoop! Just going a little off center there. Because, yeah, I normally just sail on past this apoapse like an idiot and have to start burning up and wasting fuel and stuff, so... Oh boy, I've got about 1,000 meters a second delta V to burn here. Do we have that? Well... Yeah, just about. So I think we're just gonna achieve an orbit here. So, all going well, I'll see you when I'm making a transfer. That's gonna be fun. Okay, got into orbit, finally. Just setting up my transfer, which shouldn't take much more than 1,000, maybe 1,500 at most. Whoop! There's a close approach. Yep, I use that orbit calculator thing website. It's very, very useful. I don't know, I guess it's cheating, but I mean, are you really gonna spend however many years it takes to learn how orbits work? And well, it probably doesn't take years, but I would guess somebody who made that tool probably has an intimate knowledge of astronomy and stuff. So yeah, this is... I mean, you really want to encounter Moho when it's at its periapse, I think. Because then... look at this wobble, god damn it. Because, yeah, that means that it requires less delta V to slow down, I think. Come on. Where's that delicious encounter? Okay. Move it back a bit. This would be a hell of a lot easier if the planets weren't doing a bloody polka. Alright. Let's try that. My mouse wheel's gonna be worn out. Come on. Come on. Yeah, see, I didn't match inclination at any point during the ascent. So what's that? 1,000,000 kilometers, right. It would be nice if I could get an encounter straight away. But, yeah, if I have to sort of get a close approach and then leave Kerbin's influence and then match inclination and whatnot, then, you know, so be it. 6 degree off there. That's making it worse, isn't it? And pushing us away, yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to do some fine-tuning and not record all of that because, yeah, just rambling to yourself while you're trying to transfer to another planet is not good for your sanity. So, I'll see you in a second. Okay, I'm letting MechJeb take control of the transfer. It's set up a maneuver node with the amount of delta V that I would expect. I'm looking at the map and it's not showing any kind of encounter, so I don't know, maybe it's going to do some fine-tuning at some point, but yeah. Who knows? But it's doing it, and I'm going to have to watch it, because it won't auto-stage, so I'm going to eject these tanks at some point. And hopefully, we're going to get a lunar eclipse along the way. That's cool. Yeah, I get that pretty often, actually, when I'm doing transfers. So, all going well, I shall see you when we are trying not to crash into Moho. And yeah, I got a big old stage for that. It's got solid rocket boosters and everything. Normally you just use these for a launch, but you know, the thrust to mass ratio that they have, it's if you need to get slowed down fast, that's what you want to use. Alright. Okay, that took a while, but I did actually just let MechJeb do the transfer, and it got my periaps down to 185. I wanted it down to 150, but yep, the fuel just ran out in the transfer stage. So let's decouple that, and that has reaction wheels on it, and this doesn't. So that might be a problem. I don't know, how does this turn? Incredibly slowly, yeah. The actual station part does have RCS on it, but I mean, due to its placement, that's not going to do anything with these huge tanks on it. So yeah, any maneuvers that I want to do are going to have to be extremely early. And I've also cocked up the transfer, which is fun. I'm pretty sure that this is Moho's apoapse, or apohelion, I should say. Yeah, that means the planet is going... Yep, it's decelerating. The planet is going at its slowest while we are going at our fastest. So, I'm pretty sure I've just cocked the whole thing up. I'm not entirely convinced that I'm going to have enough fuel, enough delta V, to stay in its influence, because, yeah, I mean, you can see the encounter is in 2 hours, escape is in 3 hours. Well, yeah, we're only going to be in its influence for an hour, which is, you know, fine. It's enough to burn if you have enough thrust, but, yeah, we shall see. Okay. Slow the hell down. So yeah, the periaps is now 212. It lies to you. It likes to do that. So, begin the arduous process of turning this bloody thing around. Why did I put the reaction wheels in the wrong place? Because yeah, this thing, Moho, it has slightly higher gravity than the moon. So it is, I believe I'll be able to sort of float around on there with EVA packs and stuff with the Kerbals, but yeah, actually getting captured is a problem. So that is in 35 minutes. I don't have 35 minutes worth of fuel, so let's just speed on down there. 5 minutes. Let's get it down to 2, or maybe 3 actually, yeah. And stage, so these fire, and hope to God there's enough vectoring in those engines, because there's no vectoring in the solid rocket boosters. So yeah, crafts that only have solid rocket boosters will just spin out all over the place usually, but wow. That's quite some deceleration though, it's not doing too badly. Because yeah, we gotta kill quite a lot here. Get rid of those. Right, let's just make sure that staging is set up right. Yes it is. So get rid of those in a minute. And there's the planet. Oh boy. Yep, not even looking at a map now, although I do actually have MechJeb's orbital information open so I can look at my pane. Is it going to be enough? Because yeah, I'm not sure what an orbital velocity around here is. I think, well, with the gravity being slightly higher than the moon, I would say somewhere around 600 meters a second, something like that. So I don't know, I mean this does actually say that it has quite a lot of delta V there, so I might be panicking over nothing, but I don't know, I don't quite understand how it works on this. Like when on the transfer stage I had one engine in the middle and just 4 tanks with no engines around it, and it still split them up on this delta V stat screen, which was a bit confusing. Because, I mean, they didn't have any engines on them, so... You know, those things... It should have just been lumped in with the whole stage, you know? Yeah, I don't know. So, Apoapsis is... bizarre. It's a minus a million meters. Yeah, I don't really get that. Let's have a look at the map then. Oh, it's coming around. It's coming around. Ooh. We actually have a crap ton of fuel left here. Whoa, Nelly. Don't crash into the planet. So what's the periaps there? 60 kilometers. Let's just scoot around to that. Wow. I think I just really overestimated just exactly how much I would need here. I mean, I had the launch stage and the transfer stage kind of really... Well, I suppose I can use this extra fuel to change the road, change the inclination and stuff. But yeah, I had the last 2 stages basically down to a T. I did actually eject about 40 meters a second on the launch stage. And then the transfer stage was empty, but... This one, I have wildly overestimated how much fuel I needed here. And this is a apohelion as well for Moho, so... So yeah, it actually requires more delta V at this point. If I'd got that right, if I'd approached when it was at perihelion, then I would have had even more fuel. Are those empty? Nearly. Like, it says right there, and I still look at this, you know, it's what you used to. Right. I'm gonna let MechJeb sort the orbit out, I think, and I'll let you join me when it's time for a photo opportunity of my little station core floating around. And there she is. I've just left this on, actually, because it still has... It's still basically full. I mean, I just used a bit of fuel getting my inclination down to 0 and circularizing at about 58 kilometers. But yeah, that really bodes well for the future, because if I can bring one of these out that's basically full, I can dock a couple of these to this station core and refill any landers that come out here. And if I get my transfer down to, you know, a much more efficient maneuver, then yeah, I can bring out fuel and landers and Kerbals and all kinds of crazy things. And I can go and investigate the mysterious craters and whatnot on this little brown planet. So I'm gonna turn off this engine just to prevent accidents. And that's mission success for once. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.